Yeah, I never played fair, so tell me why now should we care? Queen B told y'all long time.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. Today's matchup features a very good defense. The Jaguars are top 10 in fewest points allowed, and they'll be up against the Rams offense that wants to hang a big number on them. With that, let's send you upstate to Everbank Field in Jacksonville. We're standing by our two men who will call the action. That's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, we welcome our viewers to Duval County, the northern part of Florida, and the largest city in the Sunshine State. As EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to Everbank Field here in Jacksonville. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Los Angeles Rams and the Jacksonville Jaguars. On first down, Goff dumps it off to Gurley. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 7 yards on the play, and it'll make it second down. Second down now after the pass completion. A good, safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
The offense on your screen now and Todd Gurley on your screen. That is the back of the present and the future.
And what an amazing return for him from a knee injury his last year in college at the University of Georgia. Now it's like it never happened. There's nothing he can't do on the football field. And if you're a defense, that's a long day trying to prepare for Todd Gurley.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Goff. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he goes out right around the 39. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down, and that's what he just did.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. And we take you through the starting defense for Jacksonville.
Jonathan Cyprien didn't have a big name coming into the league, but people know who he is now. A very fast center fielder of a safety.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
Let's just go ahead and state the obvious. You're going to want a big game out of that guy. Big-time run to get things started. But even more important, coming in on the road, trying to silence the crowd, take them out of it a little bit, slow down the emotions of the game, and get yourselves under control and feel like, yeah, we're going to be okay on the road.
Now a first down throw, gone. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Fresh set of downs here. Now a play fake here on first down. Flush to his right. He'll throw underneath for Gurley. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be second down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive.
Now let's go.
To throw on second down is gone. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. And a good sign for them right now to have their young quarterback looking confident on the opening drive.
Now, we haven't met a young quarterback, a veteran quarterback. It doesn't matter. We haven't met a quarterback yet that doesn't tell us he's confident about his abilities, right?
That's true.
But when you're young, it's really important to get off to a good start because it does build up that confidence. It allows him to play better as the game goes on.
Especially crucial here on the road. They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And eventually stopped just shy of the goal line right around the 2. And so far, a very nice, methodical opening drive.
This has the feel of a scripted drive that they rehearsed perfectly all week long, and now they're executing it on game day.
Script looks good so far. Back to throw. Goff. He rifles one that's intercepted. Now the ball comes loose. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And this is one of those bang-bang plays, Charles. Did the knee hit first or did the ball come out first?
This is where you need that 20/20 eyesight, don't you, Brandon? You've got to see which one happened first. If the knee hit the ground, then they will keep possession.
On the ground, this is T.J. Yeldon. No gain on the play there, second down. Now look at the starting unit, and here's to you, Mr. Robinson.
Oh, I like that one. Allen Robinson, I loved coming out of Penn State. Everyone kept telling me he's not fast enough, and I kept pointing to the film and saying yes, but he catches everything. He's definitely a threat.
Back near his goal line, here's Bortles. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. The defense here for the Rams.
I played college football at the same time as T.J. McDonald's father, Tim. And what a great player he was. T.J. definitely is following in his father's footsteps.
7 yards remain now on third down.
Black 58, rail. Black 58, rail. Go. Blue 45. Ace.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Here's Brad Nortman now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
That's taken it around the 40. So he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Rams are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it?
And that's why defensive coaches preach swarming to the football. It's usually going to take more than one guy to get that big man down.
And it did right there. Multiple broken tackles, but they eventually get him down. Here's Goff. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
Here's Goff now on 2nd down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Back live now to begin the 2nd quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Rams with a football to get us going, and they've got it here with a 1st down. So they're operating in the red zone.
Let's go! Green 39! Green 39!
On 1st down, it's gone. And this is caught at the 8. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets them up now 1st and goal.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
So now it's 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Gurley. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Here we go now!
On 2nd down, here's Goff. Dumps it off to Gurley. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve. And that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
Now Goff on 3rd and goal. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
On 2nd down, here's Bortles. Got a man complete. This is Richard Rodgers. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
Now T.J. Yeldon takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. Kyshawn Jarrett makes the stop. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Now Bortles throwing on second down. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. That catch good for 5. It's third down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
A pick up of 5 that time and a first down.
And while it didn't work very well on that play, defenders on 3rd and short know it's going to be a quick read. And really, the quarterback's just going to turn around and hand it off. So that way you're able to diagnose the play and try and get to the point of attack. But when you're dealing with a fullback, it's hard to knock him backwards.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Yeldon. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail.
On second down, here's Yeldon. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
They come up in an offset eye.
Green 90.
Time running out here on the play clock. Now they run with a backup. It's Chris Ivory. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Now they'll throw it. Bortles. They'll set up the screen to Drake. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
From the gun on 3rd down, Bortles. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass. He's got it.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right.
Here we go now. Green 58 rail.
Bortles going to go on 4th down. And a throw right sideline is complete. And he carries this one all the way down to the 9.
We know it's tough enough to pick up first downs on 3rd down plays, but when you go for it on 4th down, sometimes you're actually just praying, and on that play, the prayer was answered.
They'll try and run for it with Yeldon. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And he goes backwards on this one. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. In motion left, Robinson. So still 7 yards to go here on 3rd down. It's 3rd and goal. Calling no gain on the play, so no help there. And now 4th and goal. So on 4th down, on comes the Jaguars. Jason Myers now for the field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Myers able to knock it through. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So a 15-play drive. Can't believe that only resulted in 3, but it did.
That is somewhat amazing, isn't it? When you hold the ball that long, run offense that well, yet only put 3 points on the board, it has to be a little bit of a disappointment, doesn't it?
Has to. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
Goff. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Back to the air. Goff on 2nd down. Over the middle here to Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Goff. Austin's got it left side. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Again, Goff. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to get this inside the 30. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. 6 yards here to go for the offense on 2nd down. They'll come out in the pistol. Again, it's Yeldon. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. They're trying to establish that running game, but they're really, really having trouble, aren't they?
Yeah, when you're running against a really good 4-3 defense, that means you've got big guys inside who control things. Those big defensive tackles are making it very difficult to find open space.
The Rams go nickel here defensively on third. Throwing his Bortles on third down. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up fourth. Here's Brad Nordman now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And out will come the offense as they take over. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively, and now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off.
Partner, when you're playing cover two, this is like a tag team for the safeties. Each of them gets a half-field responsibility. Their job, stay as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, read the football, and go make a play. In this case, the free safety made the best play, an interception.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Yeldon. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And he motions the wide receiver. Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 51 yards. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Bortles now on 1st down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. 2nd and just 1. Now Bortles will give to Yeldon. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
They keep it with Yeldon on 1st down. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
On 2nd down, here's Bortles. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Aaron Donald in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. And the defense will try and pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's 3rd down. On 3rd and long, it's Bortles. And trying to get it to his tight end, Rodgers, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Alec Ogletree. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Time to establish the run game here. Gurley. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says, try something different. Try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
Incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Jacob Tamme, there. And it's third down. Pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
He'll throw underneath for Gurley, and he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26.
It's a nice job hitting him on the angle route there. Come out of the backfield, cutting sharply across the middle. And that's good timing between the quarterback and his receiver.
Effective third down play to move the chains. On first down, it's gone. And he's got his man on the out route. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he stopped immediately there. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
So following the run, we'll see what they do here on third down. Third and 2, Goff shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now fourth down. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on fourth down, and they're going to go for it. They are going for it. Goff. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Give him 6 on the play, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on fourth down. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. On first down, Goff. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The intended receiver was Corey Brown, and that'll bring up second down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Second down following the incompletion. Second and 10, Goff again. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Back now in Jacksonville. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. And they'll be in search of 11 yards here on third down. Throwing on third, Goff. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped, Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down. Here's Johnny Hecker now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll make it 3rd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Bortles looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Open man, the tight end Rodgers. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw. The coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They'll need to get the play off quickly. On 2nd down, here's Bortles. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down.
Receivers work all the time on making sure they catch the ball, haul it into their bodies before they turn and run. A little bit of loss of focus on that play.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Here's Brad Nordman now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close, You've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Here we go now.
Now Goff on first down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And, of course, the quarterback in this situation, he's realizing time is becoming a factor. Let's see if they can get some points on the board here late. Now Goff. And he will find his man on the outside. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
And leading here late, so a chance for the defense to really close out this game if they can halt the offense.
Let's go. 3-19. Detroit.
On first down, it's gone. Finding time. Look it. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Give him 30 yards there. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this.
Let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
On first down, it's Gurley. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. Unfortunately, And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. It's the fullback. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And it would appear they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. This is taken near the 13. And a pretty slick return there as he's up just shy of the 45-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and get their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Black 58, Rail. Black 58.
A first down carry now for Yeldon. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
They'll run it again with Yeldon. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync,
he takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow, wow. So many practices we watched over time where the offense works on scoring late in the game and finding a way to win, as we just saw there.
Just saw it right there. Now can they preserve that advantage that they just got? Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7...
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll look to throw. Austin's got it left side. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. 3rd down and 4. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary.
All right, here we go.
Back to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Back to throw. Man open left side is Brown. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
Let's go. Green, 39.
He'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Dante Fowler in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for the Jags, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they'll get another home date next week as the Browns will come to town. Meanwhile, for Los Angeles, it's a bit of a setback as they drop.
Hard to admit that I used to draw portraiture in a human form. Doodle of a two-headed unicorn. It was soothing. Moving his arm in a fusion of man-made tools and amused from beyond. Even if it went beautifully wrong, it was tangible truth for a youth to refuse to belong. No-name nuisance. Who's in a bedroom? Who's in a brand new cuneiform? Barely commune with the horde. Got a whole grayscale ungluing his world. Might zone out to the yap of the magpie. Unseen hand dragging his graphite. Cross contour, little bit of backlight. Black ink after a Bristol to baptize. You can imagine a rush that ensue when you get 3 dimensions stuffed in a 2. Then it's off to a school where it's all that you do. Being trained and observed by a capable few. Back in New York by peeps and a dog in a 2-bedroom doing menial jobs. Plus rhyming and stealing a bee in a cloud. Distractions, freedom, a rod. I left some years of giving a light. I left some will the spirit away. I let my fears materialize. I let my skills deteriorate. Haunted by the thought of what I should have been. Continuing a mission that was rooted in a 20-year affinity and rickety condition with an ID crisis. Snap on the front lawn, look up in the sky. It's shapes falling out of the fringe. All heart though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. And now we're colors pouring out of the fringe. All heart though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. Used to paint. Hard to admit that I used to paint. Natural light on a human face. Stenciled fire in his roommate's face. It was blooming addiction. A miss and a push and a pigment. Book like a tattooed pigskin look. Pinhead kids in a minute. Drank Kool-Aid from a tube of acrylic. And I grew up in a linseed oil of linen. Joy to the poison. Voice to the resin. Capture a map of a gesture. Back up, add a little accurate fat to the figure. Redo that, move that inward. Zinc white lightning shoots from his fingers. Studio strewn with illusion and tinctures. Stay tuned for the spooky adventures. You can imagine the stars that align when a forearm starts foreshortening right.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. As we head towards kickoff, 2 quarterbacks will be on the field today trying to push their team to victory. It's the Cardinals going up against the Cowboys. The opening kick is straight ahead, so it's time to turn it over to my colleagues, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis with the call. Gentlemen.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Tonight, it's a preseason matchup between the Arizona Cardinals and the Dallas Cowboys. They'll come out in the pistol.
Here we go.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL. And a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses. And now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target. And 4th down coming up.
Well, partner, so much for the mismatch. How about the guy at the 2nd level, that big linebacker, able to run with the receiver and make a play on the football?
return that time, 26 yards. And the Cardinals, great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Completes it over the middle to Floyd. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. The inaugural drive for this offense today, and the guy we're going to talk about, Michael Floyd.
Starting to develop into a #1 receiver, a guy that you'll count on downfield.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. Byron Jones in there to make the tackle. And a look at the defense for the Cowboys.
Randy Gregory entered the league with people excited about his pass rushing skills. They continue to stay excited about his potential.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. J.J. Nelson, the intended target. And it's 2nd down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves him needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
The 1st carry now. This is Johnson. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He hits Floyd on the right. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
4 yards remaining now on 2nd down. Now back to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A great effort there. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead. And he's got it up and through. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And a 3-and-out on that 1st drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That 1st series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that 1st drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a 2nd opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Dez Bryant, certainly one of the go-to guys, if not the go-to guy for this offensive unit.
One of the most talked about players in the league, as well as one of the most productive receivers. He attacks the football downfield.
They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down,
that's caught inside the 20. It's a big play there on third down. 51 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
And the 11 defensive starters for Arizona.
Deion Buchanan was drafted as a safety, but makes many of his plays as a linebacker in their scheme.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
Third and long for Prescott. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. Fourth down. And the Cowboys will call on Dan Bailey here. And this a 39-yard attempt. And Bailey able to knock it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So it goes down as an 8-play drive, and they cap it with the field goal.
Yeah, they were able to pick up a few first downs along the way, but they couldn't keep the momentum going all the way into the end zone.
Now, after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Man, confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it a second down.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. He's got Floyd out left. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete. The tight end, Jermaine Gresham, the intended receiver. And now it's second down. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he comes back with one complete. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
No matter how you evaluate quarterbacks, at some point arm strength is going to come into the conversation. I'm really impressed by what I saw on that throw on the out route.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
He'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Cardinals in possession of the football, and they're driving, but they come up on a 3rd and short here. Three yards left to grab here on 3rd down.
Green 39! Green 39!
They're going to look to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
It went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key 1st down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. A give to the fullback on the dive. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
And they pick up a 1st down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
And this seemingly endless drive continues. On play action, they'll throw. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Yards to gain here on 3rd down. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Back to throw here. And this is going to be incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So they get 3. They were hoping for 6. An unlucky number 13 play drive.
Well, you go to the sideline after putting 3 points on the board, happy, but you wanted to be ecstatic. You wanted to have 6 on the board. On the opposite sideline, though, the defense, I think they're high-fiving each other, only giving up 3 after letting them run that much offense.
First down, Prescott. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 13 on the pickup there. And it'll be a Dallas first down. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Prescott on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down. Prescott now on 2nd down. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper and we mentioned, what if they play man coverage against you? He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what it said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to and covered, when you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront. If they feel like if they can't just beat one defender, then they're not very good. Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Prescott now. And this is taken in at the 5. And he's brought down after a good gain. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. Second and goal to go now. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It'll be a loss of 1. And that is going to set up third and goal.
Not only was that a terrific play, but that loss of yardage they created this close to their own goal line, that gives them a little breathing room now as they move them back.
And they're breathing fire a little bit right now, aren't they?
A lot of confidence being shown by them at this point of the game.
They come up in an offset eye. Prescott to throw it. Jeff Swain, the intended receiver. Now fourth down.
That one was tipped up in the air and fortunately fell away for the defense because if the offense is able to grab that one, that's a short little jaunt into the end zone because there's not enough reaction time off of a tip ball for the defense to rally and make a tackle. They were very fortunate on that play.
So it's an old-school extra point, but certainly a disappointment that they couldn't get 6.
Yeah, when you see 19-yard field goal in the box score, you kind of shake your head. But their head coach decided 3 was enough.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas,
yeah, a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense. No, that wasn't an explosive run. That wasn't one that took it all the way to the house. But, boy, for a team that's had trouble running it the entire game, that's the kind of run they need, hopefully, to get themselves kick-started.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming. So they run it on second down. Now let's see what third down brings here for the offense. They'll look to throw here. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's caught inside the 30. These guys told us, these guys being the coaches, they wanted to really stretch the field, get the ball down deep. They were able to do that here.
And you know when you stretch the field, you often leave guys in one-on-one situations, and that allows your better athletes to go up and get the football. I love the preparation that they put into this. They made it a priority, and they got what they expected.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defensive coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
Two minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. They come up in an offset eye. He'll look to throw, and his throw's going to be incomplete. Brown, the lone receiver, left. They'll run it now out of the gun. Down right. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front 7. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they stiffened toward the end.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. A first down throw for Prescott. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Cowboys. Amari Cooper, 83 yards. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And he will fight his way forward to about the... And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Third down and 3. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
It's taken to the 26. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was really easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Cowboys. Their dangerous wide receiver, 62 yards. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. And they will take a 7-point lead now. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Cardinals offense here ready to take over. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Brown, the lone receiver left. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Surveying the field. Wide open receiver, complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And likely just out of field goal range. Could be Hail Mary time.
And haven't we seen in recent years that the Hail Mary seems to be more successful in the NFL than before?
Touchdown, Cowboys! Troy Nicholas in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So we are halfway through here in the final week of the preseason as we send you over to our headquarters in Orlando, where we check in with Larry Ridley for our EA Sports Halftime Report. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold. I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
Incomplete pass on 2nd down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on 3rd. They come out here in the eye. Looking to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
This will be fielded at the 17. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. He's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dump it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air.
I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too greedy where everything has to be pushed downfield, trying to create big plays that aren't there. You dump it off and take that nice gain, and things add up, and now you have the kind of game he's having.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. They control the clock, they control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
All right, partner, despite my eating habits, I'm not big enough to play offensive tackle, nor am I quick enough. But with the defensive ends nowadays and their speed, those guys have to be able to punch and dance, and it's a tough, tough job to contain them.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds. And they'll spot it right at the 20. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Offense in a good spot here, 2nd and 2. Brown, the lone receiver, left.
Here we go now. Blue landing.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
Yeah, great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Cardinals. A big play there. 65 yards. And the Cardinals draw a bit closer. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Prescott now on second down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short. Another pistol look here. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
First down, Prescott. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. It's a gain of 24 that time. And it'll be first down, Cowboys.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
Nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Second down, Prescott. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. One receiver to the left is Cooper. Here's Prescott. That is caught at the 7-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it also lead to a fourth down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So that one is his third of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, but 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. So out now come the Cardinals. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Let's go!
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Cardinals. Their big-bodied receiver, 60 yards. And the Cardinals have cut it to within a score. And the lead is down to a field goal now. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Catanzaro out now as he'll kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the three-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
bashed it.
Super toe.
Let's go. Grand 38.
A second down throw for Prescott. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Let's go. What?
Play clock winding down. Prescott to throw it. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a fourth down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
This is taken at about the 14. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
Here we go.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
So what will they do? On the ground, through the air, let's see. 2nd and 9. Brown, the lone receiver, left. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
They come out here in the eye. Well, now they'll try the end around. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
A reverse is never called just to get 1 or 2 yards. It's often called to get a big, big play. The defense was having none of it on that one. They snipped it out and stuffed it.
They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. 18 yards there and a first down.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
That is caught inside the 5. They'll get 23 yards there. And the Cardinals are going to have it now, first and goal. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gardens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like. Like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
They go play action here on first down.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A great play there. Ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game. And that will make this a 4-point game. And the Cardinals have taken the lead here in the 4th. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Prescott now on second down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
3rd and long for Prescott. Going for the deep ball. Oh, I can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved a first pick of the game there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Fielded at the 33. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch, counter punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Now they'll run it on the toss. They find some open field here. And they get 28 yards on that one. And the Cardinals are going to have it now, 1st and goal.
Just keep the ball on the ground. Do a little pounding. Chew up some clock. If they can get it in, that might be enough to get them home. And if not, the clock is definitely their friend.
Shift together here from the D-line. On the give, this is their fullback. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. It's the fullback. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Cardinals capitalize on the fumble as they turn it into 6. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And with a new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Prescott, now a and that's caught inside the 30. That one goes for 38 yards. And the Cowboys are going to get a first down. And they're going to go soft on the corners. One receiver to the left is Cooper. Now Prescott, he's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Cooper was the intended target. That'll bring up second down.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. A great read, and it's picked off. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
attention, tougher, not a bluffer. I want you to be Molly, don't have to take it undercover. Just under the bells are ringing, people singing, rice is throwing, flower bringing. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, a honeymoon is when we going, and I take you to a place that you didn't even know exists. What's your wish? Dinner at the Eiffel Tower in Paris.
Shot us in the basement party, yeah. Turn into the greatest party, yeah. Never see my baby coming. Just once, and we